All right, Coach, you pitched it exceptionally well tonight. Didn't have the offensive night that you guys were hoping for. I guess what were your just overall reactions from the game?
I mean, certainly, it's unfortunate two of their 3 runs were with 2 outs. Want us to be finishers with 2 outs. We talk a lot about 2 outs, 2 strikes, those scenarios. That's how they got, say, majority of their runs. Certainly the guys in the bullpen were really good. Stu, Thickpin, and Luke. All 3 of those guys were tremendous. But I think the kind of story of the night, we just weren't very good offensively. You get punched out 17 times. It's funny, it was referenced on a call I was on the other day, and just made me think of, we struck out 20 times in Mississippi State, and that's certainly not part of it, but we took great convicted swings. We had 3 big home runs. We had another inning where we had multiple hits, I think 4 line drives. What was unfortunate was not only the inability to kind of compete and just find a way to take our best swings, but you couple that with 6 looking strikeouts, and I give tons of credit. Ryan over there did a great job with their arms. They mixed and matched well, so I tip my hat to their execution. But we know the standard in which we're able to compete, and I just don't think we were able to do that. And that's what tomorrow is going to be about, is getting some guys to feel right, to feel whole, because we know that we're better than what we showed from an offensive perspective tonight. I think you look at aspects of the game, and you throw strikes, you play pretty clean defense. Some guys take advantage of opportunities, but at the same time, we're too good offensively to kind of get just over the top stuff like we did tonight. But we'll learn from it and be better as we go into this weekend.
It was a big atmosphere, a big game, playing a Power 5 opponent, playing a ranked team, but a lot of freshmen stepped. Perrin, first time playing shortstop this season, and Thigpen on the mound was exceptional.
Yeah, Jimmy took some good swings. Obviously Markham, I think, had he come up, might have been in a good spot. Our freshmen are really good. These guys are real dudes. We're not shocked by the performances in which they're putting out there time in, time out. But we just need our guys collaboratively. From whether they're a freshman or they're a senior, we just need to make sure that we are in a point where, as we flip to this, you hit the last 40% of the regular season. We need to get all bodies, all minds, clicking on all cylinders. And so, yeah, it was nice. The play that Perry made there in the 8th was really good, but we've seen him make that play. We know he's capable of it. I thought Jimmy was solid over there at third. He got maybe 4 or 5 balls today, a little more than he's gotten the last couple times over there. Certainly took a good swing, and yeah, Thigpen was lights out. But we believe he's capable of being lights out all the time. We just look at him as a great arm, not a freshman or whatever. He's a real dude. So, but these guys will be fine. I know that we all hurt from any loss, because especially when I think this was probably the premier midweek matchup in college baseball. As the guys at Tech told me, they haven't had a ranked non-con game here, a ranked non-con team in here in like 8 years. So, I wish we had showcased a little bit better, but it was a heck of a game, and I tip my hat to Tech for their early compete offensively, and then obviously what they did to stuff us on the mound.
Headed into JMU this weekend, it's a bit of a quicker turnaround when we have a Wednesday midweek game. What's that preparation like going into the weekend when you kind of have to do all your scouting tomorrow?
Honestly, it's not that different. One thing I can't speak for every single second of what all the other coaches do, but that's kind of the day you do it. We'll be able to do it on the bus. Tomorrow's really going to be about us from a practice perspective, getting us right physically and mentally. We'll dive in there. We have plenty of time from late tonight and tomorrow morning before we actually leave, and so I think it's a good thing. I think it's great that we're going to get back out on the diamond and actually compete and play in a 48-hour window rather than a 72-hour window. I actually think that's a really, really good thing, and so it won't change too much. It's a short drive. We'll be fine physically. It's only 2 hours tomorrow to get over there to JMU, so we'll sleep in and get over there and eat some food and kind of hang out before we get into our practice and lift tomorrow night, and we'll certainly be ready to go on Friday.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.